What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be covering the MoonLight butterfly boss fight. Gonna go ahead and start here in Darkroot Garden. Right that way is Andre the blacksmith, so you should know how to get here by now. So as I mentioned in my previous video on how to kill Quelaag, there is a series of bosses that you need to kill in order to get down to Blighttown if you have not picked the Master Key as your starting gift. So today I am going to hopefully show all three of those. Now this first one, very simple boss, but this guy is going to make it even simpler. Oh, you got some range. Not going to let you go in for that hug. Still struggling out here with no shirt, which is unfortunate. It's getting kind of cold. I'll probably go pick up Havel's ring after this episode and then just be able to wear armor, you know? So since this boss is so straightforward, so easy to kill, I'm just going to do that first, and then afterwards I will explain some things about this area, just a little bit of bonus tips. But you know, as usual, I'm just going to show you right now how to get to the boss, and then after that we'll get into all the fun stuff. So once you go through that regular fog, you want to just kind of stick to the left here. There are lots of enemies sitting around here waiting to ambush you. You can see right there a stone soldier. They're scattered around this place, and they're all supposed to be sleeping right now, but they're not, and if you get too close to them, they'll get up and try to kill you. This is the only one you actually have to fight. As you can see, they are invincible when you get up. Don't let them do this. That is called Tranquil Walk of Peace. If you see, it's going to make me very slow. Try to save some stamina. Try to, you know, block this. That's what happens if I try to roll. Very dangerous. These guys on their own really aren't too bad. They're really slow and easy to dodge, so they do the natural thing and make it really hard for you to dodge, make you really slow. So right here, you're going to want to grab the summon sign for this boss fight. It is very helpful. She is one of the summons that can solo the boss fight for you. I'm not going to take that because the boss fight will literally end in like 10 seconds if I do that, so if you're having trouble with this boss, reverse hollowing, become a human, and summon her, and you should have no problem. But we're going to do it the old-fashioned way. Now, before I get in there, that's the boss up there, actually, kind of cool. You can see it before you go in. Quick lesson in Dark Souls about equipment load. So right now, as you can see, my rolls are pretty fast. That's what's called a quick roll. Now, to achieve that, I have to have my equipment load like what I have currently equipped, the total weight of all those items, armor and weapons, under 25% of my maximum equipment load. You can see in this middle column here, the third item down, equip load 11.5. That is the total of everything I'm wearing right now. Only pants, a sword, and a shield, so obviously not too much. Out of 61. Now, we're just going to pretend that's 60, so if I put this on, that's going to add 5.9, roughly 6 to my total, which puts me at 17.4. Now, a quarter of 60 would be 15, so if you do some quick math, that's not 25% anymore, which means I am now mid-rolling. Now, if you really stack your equipment load, I don't even know if I have enough items to do it. Let's just see if I put on everything, the heaviest things I have. I guess that. There we go. That's a fat roll. Pretty easy to see the difference between all of them. Now, the differences gameplay-wise are really exactly what you'd expect. Quick roll is faster, and it's easier to dodge things. Mid-roll and fat roll are obviously slower, harder to dodge things. Now, for this boss fight, the only reason I bring that up, you see the guardrails on this bridge? If you mid-roll in this boss fight, while the boss is attacking with a certain move, it only has like 2 different moves, you'll actually be protected because you'll be spending more time behind this railing since you have a slower roll. Now, the gist of this boss fight is basically just let it do its thing, let it be magic, that's the one right there. So I have to roll twice since I'm quick rolling. If you're mid rolling though, you only have to roll once. The second burst will miss you because you are behind the railing. So that's the first attack. The second one, hopefully we'll see here. Is that it? Hold on a minute. I think that might be it. It looks different in the remaster. So it's slower and it homes in a bit better. Yeah, I think that's it. They used to just be like this big, like, I don't even know, like wave in the original. But there you have it. So that's really all you need to worry about. Now you're basically just gonna do this until it gets bored and tries to land. If it's over on the side that it just was, you can actually stand right here and kind of use that to block some of the magic. But very, very simple, very straightforward. And here we go. Now it's coming into land. Get in as much damage as possible. Eventually, it's going to do an AoE, and you'll see it charging up. You'll have plenty of time to get away. There we go. I get it down to roughly half health, and that's got a fair bit of range to it. Like, if I was standing roughly here, that probably would have hit me. It's got more than you would think. Alright, so I've pretty much showed you everything that you need to know about that boss. It's very, very straightforward. So I'm going to go in again. I went ahead and left, and I'll show you again with the summon, show you how helpful it is. Actually, this time I'll do the mid-roll, and you can see how that might help you. Now, for me, I'm just used to quick rolling. The timings for all of them are a little bit different, so since I do use a quick roll on 99% of my characters, I prefer to do that even if mid-rolling can be an advantage. So, the benefit of this NPC is that she is a caster and she has some ranged attacks. So, sometimes she likes to be difficult and not attack the boss. You might have to get a bit close to it for her to do it. And there you go. Well, maybe. She is extremely effective at killing this boss though, so I guess for balancing reasons they made it so she kind of refuses to attack sometimes. There we go. As you can see, doing a lot of damage. And it's already going to land for us. So, this boss fight is going to be over with very, very quickly. I'll let you finish it off. Oh, you're not going to. Alright, cool. So, there you have it. The MoonLight Butterfly. Off goes the shirt once again. So you're going to get humanity. 10,000 souls, which is honestly way more than it's probably worth. But let's see, did I pick it up? I didn't see it pop up on screen. You will get the soul of the MoonLight Butterfly, so once again, just like the Quaillock soul, used to acquire many souls or to create a unique weapon. So up here, you find a stone blacksmith. You get the Watchtower Basement Key and the Divine Ember and a Homeward Bone. Forgot about that last one. So, like I said, since that boss was so simple and it didn't take long to explain, I will show you a couple of cool things in this area. Now that Watchtower Basement Key is how we are going to progress to the next boss. And I will, of course, show you how to do that in the next episode. It is back in the Undead Burg, though, so if you're waiting for that, go ahead and start heading back that way. But I'll probably have both of the videos uploaded within the same hour. Alright, so, we're back outside. Over there, you can see it right there, is an item. Now, that is the item we're going to go for. However, there are a lot of enemies there ready to ambush you. And you're going to want to get out of here quickly to avoid them just outright slaughtering you. So, this right here is the path we took to get in here. You see this tree right here, slowly moving over here. Now, if you try to get that item right after you come out of the boss, this tree, as ridiculous as it sounds, will come over here and block the exit. Now, they don't really pose too much of a threat. I think they can attack you, but you pretty much just wail on it, get its XP or its HP all the way down, and there you go. I might be wrong, don't quote me on whether or not they can attack you. I know some of them have some trees around here have another enemy on them that actually does the attacking, but so don't be a fool like me. Sometimes I like to come out of there, grab the item, and run over here, only to find that I get all lost, because usually that tree is blocking this path. This is where it was when we came in, and then it's over here. I'm like, wait, how did I get in here? So, like I said, ambush, run in, and get out as soon as possible. You get the Elite Knight set. Probably my favorite armor set in the entire game. Very, very good looking. Now, down that way is another item we're going to grab, but I am going to go up here and rest the bonfire real quick, because there's a lot of enemies running after me. And now that we're up here, that brings me to the other thing I wanted to point out about this area. This right here, try to open it, locked by some contraption. That, I don't know how obvious it is, but if you play many RPGs, that clearly needs some kind of key. It needs something called the Crest of Artorias to move on with this area, which, don't worry about it for now, you'll actually want to do it later on in the game. You will need to purchase the Crest of Artorias from Andre for 20,000 souls. Might seem like a lot right now, but later on, like I said, when you're supposed to do it, not so bad. So, this time we're going to run down this path. There's going to be some kind of weird enemies up ahead. This frog manta ray thing. Okay. Okay. Very easy to kill, but don't let it whip you with its tongue. Moving down here, there will be another tree. Now, you don't want it to move. Right now, poses no threat, just like the other one. But don't let it do its thing. Don't let it have that moment. So over that way, there is another item. It is a soul of a proud knight, I believe. It's some sort of soul. I'm pretty sure it's that one. When you get over here to the edge of that cliff, about 5 of those frog manta rays will jump up, and you'll wake up that stone soldier. So I don't really need that soul that bad, so we're going to go up here to the actually cool item. There will be one more stone soldier up here, so we're going to take him out as soon as we get to the top. Remember that they are invincible for a couple moments as they're getting up, so don't waste your stamina. And that should be good. Immediately going for Tranquil Walker Piece. They're very annoying. And we take him out, no problem. Now right here, it's the item I was going for. The Wolf Ring. Now this is pretty cool. I don't know how much you'll use it, but it boosts poise. If you played other Dark Souls games, the concept of poise might be pretty much foreign to you. It is in the other games, but it doesn't do nearly as much as it does in Dark Souls 1. So right now, my poise is 40. If I take off that ring, my poise is 0. So it adds quite a bit. If I were to put on all of this armor, that gets me to 5 poise. Seems like only the helmet actually affected that. This is a heavier set, Elite Knight armor. So that whole set will get me to 46. That whole armor set will get me to 46. Whereas if I'm just wearing pants that give me 0 poise and add on that ring, it gets me to 40. I am of course looking at the top row of this column off to the right. So what poise basically does is the more poise you have, the less likely you are to stagger from being attacked. Since I have 0 poise right now, as you saw with that mana frog, I was kind of getting owned by every attack. Now, if I had some poise, that probably wouldn't happen. In the other Dark Souls games, it's sort of known as hyper armor. When you're swinging a greatsword, for instance, if someone attacks you, usually you can get off that swing still, because you have hyper armor and they can't actually stagger you mid-swing. In this game, however, you just kind of have like standing hyper armor by having more poise. Hopefully that makes sense. If not, ask me about it in the comments, and hopefully I can clarify for you. The other cool thing about that ring is the lore behind it. Now, if you watch the intro cinematic to this game, it mentioned Gwyn, Lord of Cinder, basically the god around these parts. He had 4 knights, so if you read this, one of the special rings granted to the 4 knights of Gwyn, the wolf ring belongs to Artorias, the Abyss Walker. Artorias had an unbendable will of steel and was unmatched with a greatsword. My personal favorite character in this game, very, very cool. But there are, of course, 3 other rings to get, each one belonging to one of the Knights of Gwyn. And they all go along with the theme of that person. So, since he was unmatched with a greatsword, he pretty much, had to get some big swings off without people staggering him. So extra poise is nice. It just kind of makes sense, lore-wise, gameplay-wise. So that's about it, guys. After this, I will be moving on to the next boss. I'm going to record it right now, so hopefully I'll have that video out for you guys today. Good luck with the Moonlight Butterfly, and I will see you in the next one.